Hello everyone and welcome to Carbine Lodge. On the eve of Melbourne Cup Carnival Week, we are getting some inside information into the ins and outs of Godolphin's Melbourne base here. And James, I'm looking forward to seeing what does go on inside there.
Absolutely, Grace. So come on inside and we'll show you around.
Perfect.
After you.
So James, firstly, of course, this week is so busy. It's one of the biggest weeks on the Australian racing calendar. Tell us about how much preparation goes from your perspective in the lead up to it.
Yeah, so for a lot of these horses, it's as much as 5-6 months that have gone into the preparation to get them to their very peak for this week. But even before that, we're thinking about our programming in the autumn or maybe the summer from earlier in the year to not overtax them too much so that they're right for this week. I mean, Cup weeks like our Royal Ascot, so it's really nice to have our horses, at their absolute best. So, that's from a timing perspective. It's as far away as that we're thinking about these times of the year.
Well, let's have a look at some of the horses that are going to be gracing the turf this Saturday and throughout the week.
Yes, that's right. So the first colt we come up with is ENCRYPTION, who's running in the GICOOLMORE. We've been happy with him. He's fifth up, and I think he's ready to peak. He's not going to be one of the main elects in the race, but I promise you he's going to run a big race. He's a Danehill winner. He won a Group 3 at 2 in Canberra in the Black Opal, and the way he's been coming along to his best really enthuses me about his chances up the straight for the second time this preparation.
Well, it is so important to have that experience up the straight, and given that he's won the Danehill, that must instill you with confidence going to that.
Yeah, Danehill winners always run well on the Coolmore, but the thing about this horse is that he wasn't at his absolute peak that day. He's come on again from the Blue Sapphire, where he was a nice second off a slow tempo behind Written By, and he's just really been flying since then. So. No, we're delighted with him, and he's got a really cool nature, so he's one of our favourite colts.
The horse next door to him is an import that last start scored a dead heat victory at 2,000 metres in the Coonji, and that is Best of Days.
Yeah, he's a horse that has mixed his form a little bit from time to time. I mean, when I say that, he's never run a bad race, but there have been days where he's tried that little bit harder than others. For the first time this weekend, if he can sneak his way into the Kennedy Mile, hopefully he's not stranded as an emergency, then I'm sure he's going to run a big race back in distance with the blinkers on for the first time, because he just has not worked as well as he did this morning, all preparation, and it leads me to feel that it's quite likely that he runs the best race of his prep.
Well, that's really good to hear, particularly with a lot of confidence going into his next start. What about this guy, RANIER? He's been in super form. He was so unlucky. He won the Gothic Stakes last start. But he strikes me, although he goes to a nice race this Saturday, as one that's going to be even better in time. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, he's still 3 months away. So we've kept him to races that he can enjoy and run well in. He doesn't have to really improve 6 lengths to be winning a Carbine. The low-hanging fruit for him this preparation has been the key. So if he is able to evolve into a really top horse for us, then I think it's going to be next time. But having said that, the Carbine Club is a very good race, and it's going to take a good horse to rise to the occasion. And the way that he's coming along since the Gothic Stakes, I'd be willing to suggest that he's capable of being the horse, but he just has to go out there and knuckle down and get the job done for us to be convinced he's the one for next year.
We've got some nice horses on this side of the barn as well. As we make our way over there, just tell us a little bit about the team sort of environment that you've got here at Carbine Lodge, and how important it is to everyone that works here to have a successful Cup week.
Yeah, we've got a great team in Carbine Lodge, but we've got 3 really important racing sites around Australia, so the love really gets shared, and we've got really good 2-year-olds at Crown Lodge, and horses like ENCRYPTION have come through that. They've come through that system. Kementari was shown the ropes there at Crown Lodge, and from Osborne Park he's been able to come down to Melbourne and compete so well. So the team have been working really hard, and they're really putting the polish on these horses for the big days, and that's the important thing, that they don't miss anything. Every cough that you hear a horse give, we make sure we write that down or take a note, and if we need to follow it up, we do. But We've got to Osborne Bulls here, and the horse is just he's feeling really well. He's probably smashing that breakfast too quickly and coughing a bit of it back up, but he's in great shape. The horse looks in wonderful skin, and Hugh Bowman takes over, and because he's not ridden the horse before, I just gave him a chance to jump on him this morning in a gallop, and the look on Hugh Bowman's face is a rare one when he's that excited by a horse, and I think that for that reason, don't expect anything less than Osborne Bulls' best on Saturday.
Just on this horse, because he is so progressive, do you feel that he's probably best suited to the sprint trips, or in time would you like to step him out over more distance again?
He's out of a very fast mare and by Street Cry, so the versatility that we expect with a Street Cry stock is probably offset by the speed with which his mare used to present on race day, and the 1200 metre starts that the horse has produced have, by every stretch of the imagination, been his best ones. I mean, that run in the Everest was just enormous. So the opportunity to run him again at 1200, back to a handicap. Admittedly, he's got to carry a bit more weight. He's got 59 kilos on the weekend, up against some pretty well credentialed sprinters that are able to carry a lot less. Means he's going to have to keep stepping forward, but we're really happy with his progress, and I'm sure he's going to run well again.
Another horse that we're going to take a quick look at is Ramage. He's a striking individual when you do get to see him up close and personal. He was sensational in the Vase, albeit that probably didn't suit it the way the race was run. How is he on the backup heading to the Derby this Saturday?
Look, he's been able to pull up terrific from the weekend. It was a big occasion, that amphitheatre that is Moonee Valley. All those things were there to test Ramage, and he can be a little bit of a boy. Some of the security probably needs to be ramped up a bit, because his strapper was copping abuse for they thought he was Ben Battle trying to beat Winks. One guy threw a beer can into the enclosure when he's gone into the theatre. So he was getting really above himself, and he was feeling too well. So we're really glad that we elected to run the horse before the Derby, and he's come through the race in great fashion. So fitness will be at its absolute peak for the horse on Saturday, and getting back to the big track, where he ran so well on a big track at Randwick in the Spring Champion Stakes, should lead to the horse getting back right up to his peak performance, and hopefully beyond that, because we're going to have to really rise to the occasion to beat Thinking Big again.
One horse who's in outstanding form this preparation, looks to be back to his absolute best, is Hartnell. Tell us a little bit about how he's coming along ahead of the Kennedy Mile.
Yeah, he's just big and fresh. He's really enjoyed his racing this preparation, and had, probably one of the best pieces of work I've seen from him all campaign this morning. So he's just going to have a good rest today to get over that. But I really like the way we've just kept the horse, to 7 furlongs and a mile this time, and he's responded. I can see it from him physically, without even looking at his form. But it was a great run in the Epsom to win and to carry the weight, top weight in the race. And there was no more popular winner on the day than Hartnell, and his run with 2 kilos more in the Toorak against Land of Plenty was huge. Meets that horse better at the weights by 2.5 kilos on the weekend. But the important thing is that he's just still feeling good enough to be chiming into the race with 59 kilos, because that's probably going to be his biggest challenge this weekend. You
mentioned the weight that he does have to carry, but it's well deserved given he's a multiple Group 1 winner. How much pride does it give you that this horse has come back this preparation so well, given he's such a stable stalwart?
Well, that's right. In the trainer's hut at Flemington, Mike Moroney and Wayne Hawkes are giving it to me that he should be carrying 60 kilos in the Kennedy Mile, but lucky they're not handicappers. They'd be hopeless handicappers. But look, he's a horse that the whole team has a lot of pride in, and I can see the looks on their faces when the horse runs well, and that means a lot for a big team to have a special horse to be running so well, so that right at the coalface, people are motivated and they're inspired to push themselves that little bit harder.
Tell us a little bit about Tally. What have you made of his preparation so far? He goes to the Lexus on Saturday.
His runs have been good. He's been sailing to the line nicely, like a horse that's been looking for further. And the blinkers go back on this weekend, which is going to make a big difference to Tally. As it turns out, he runs his best races with the headgear, and now that he's fit and up to 1.5 miles back at Flemington, I think the horse is going to be ready to put in a peak run of his prep.
Well, we've been through a number of your star performers here at Carbine Lodge. James, we wish you a massive good luck to the upcoming Melbourne Cup Carnival. Hopefully it's going to be a good one.
Thanks, Grace. Thanks for having me.